Hello, everyone. Good evening to all my audience and followers. A good evening. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, which is called Mac Vlogs. So today, with another guest of mine from Dubai, the important topic we're going to be discussing because why do we don't find the correct jobs and what are we lacking in our resume? When we make our resume by ourselves, we miss out few points, and those points really either sometimes help us in getting the right positions and the jobs in different industries which we apply for, or either we don't, because sometimes we don't know why our resumes, when we approach through different people, maybe mouth of word or through advertisement where the job opening are, but when we send our CVs, why it doesn't reach us the HR department? What is so lacking about our resumes? So we're going to learn all these points and try to understand and rectify and correct our resumes in a very professional way so that the guest of ours, Zoya Usman, she's a very professional. She's running her own firm in Dubai. Plus, she is a career coach and an HR consultant and many, many other important professions she has been handling in the past and current position. So let's not waste our time and let us welcome Zoya Usman. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam and good evening to everyone. Thank you very much, Mr.
How are
Masroor,
you?
for
First of
inviting
all,
me.
tell me, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much. And I'm very excited to be part of this session.
Same here. Why? I think I'm more excited than you because I think I'm doing the great job for the humanity in terms of
Mm-hmm.
today's topic, as I mentioned, and I've
Mm-hmm.
just briefed my
Mm-hmm.
audience and followers that
Mm-hmm.
why I have got you down today because of this difficult situation of COVID and the people who are losing jobs. I think it's a better and the best time to learn from you how to make their
Right.
professional
Mm-hmm.
resumes. So before I proceed further, why don't you give an introduction about yourself, and then
Mm-hmm.
we will go forward with our questions and answers and make this interesting session today. Go ahead, please.
Sure, sure. Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction of mine from your side. I really respect that. And first of all, before starting with my introduction, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. And definitely, I would like to say that you are doing a commendable job by inviting people from all across the globe and helping them in personal brand themselves. So I think this is a great initiative you have taken. All right. So
Alhamdulillah.
coming back to my introduction. So basically, you guys know that I'm Zoya, and I have done MBA in Human Resource Management from Abu Dhabi University. I'm residing in Abu Dhabi, UAE, and my expertise are quite varied. It's not specific to one domain, but let me tell you like how I started working on my career. So initially, when I was studying, when I was doing my MBA, I did some odd jobs. By odd jobs, I mean some freelancing work. I was teaching English language courses. I taught spoken English language and IELTS to professionals, adults, to students of every age group. This is what I was doing, and I still do it sometime as a freelancer. Besides that, I have worked as HR professional. I am working as HR consultant because that is what I have got my expertise in. I have worked with public sector. Yeah, thank you very much. And I have worked with public sector organizations over here in Abu Dhabi. My last project was at a public entity over here, and I am mainly dealing in HR transformation projects. And mainly, I was leading performance management out of the entire HR transformation thing that we have. So this is my expertise. Besides that, I have recently started my own career coaching platform of my pursuit path. So this is what I'm doing.
So before you proceed further, I would like to make an announcement to all the audience and followers who are watching this session today. Transform yourself, everyone. What are you waiting for? So Zoya Osman is going to be the
Exactly.
right person to help you in transforming your resume and your career. So Zoya,
Absolutely.
this is
Yeah.
amazing, right? So I'm
Yeah.
sure
Mhm.
each and everyone around the world would like to make some changes or make their resumes
Mhm.
professional. So how can they
Mhm.
do that? And what are the things you feel is it lacking in the resume? Can you just go a little bit in detail to explain
Mhm.
कैसे and how the resumes are being made?
Yeah, of course. Why not? And even before starting off with that, I would like to highlight a little bit on personal branding. I feel like resume is very important, absolutely, but that is going to be the next step to personal branding. And why am I saying
Uh-huh.
that? It's not just because I have heard this thing or I have researched on it or I have read it somewhere. It's because I have personally done it on myself. And the way I have upgraded my LinkedIn profile and everything, I saw the results afterwards. I reaped the benefits out of it. So I'm telling you guys that you first have to work on it. First, optimize your LinkedIn in the right way. Maybe at the end of the day, you won't need a good resume later on, because now we say that your LinkedIn profile, if it is optimized in the right way, it's acting as your CV, as your resume, right? So this is one thing. So that is why I said that first I would
Mhm.
like to talk about it.
Yeah.
Then once you are all set in terms of LinkedIn optimization, in terms of personal branding, then definitely yes, you have to have a good profile with you in terms of your CV or resume. Now, coming back to resume
Mhm.
CV, why am I using these two words interchangeably? There's a lot of misconception going on, in people, and people say, all right, resume is different, CV is different. Resume is a short document of one page, no more than one page, and CV is a bit longer document. There is no such thing like that. Okay. First of all, I would like to say that please, I would like to suggest to everyone, either you're a student, you're an adult, please research on these things, that what is a CV, what is a resume. Keep yourself updated on the current trends, on the best industry practices. The things that we
Mhm.
heard like 5 years back, 10 years back, they are no more trending nowadays. Things are changing rapidly. So every
Mhm.
time we have to see what is the best practice going on. And if I put myself in the shoes of other people, I would definitely understand this thing, because I was like them a few years back. I did not know anything until I jumped into this career and I researched on these things. So there is no difference between CV and resume as per my knowledge, as per my research. Again, there could be varied opinions on that thing. There are different consultants talking about this thing, but let me share my opinion with you. There's no difference in my side. As per my research,
Uh-huh.
it's like just the regional differences. In some countries, in some parts of the world, your document, your profile is known as resume, like in US, in some European countries, whereas in Middle East and Pakistan, India, and some other regions of the world, your profile is known as CV. So there's no as
Mhm.
such difference between resume or CV. Okay, this is one thing. Secondly, I have heard people saying, no, Zoya, if we are having a document of more than one page, it's not a resume. No, we are not making it, in the right way. It's not like that. The things that you have to look into are, yes, definitely brevity. By brevity, I mean conciseness. So you have to be to the point, relevant to the job description. Whatever is required, you have to provide that. You don't have to write something which is not required. So these are some of the things. Now once you're formulating your resume, you have to be very specific. You have to see, okay,
Mhm.
so if in the job description, let's say you have been asked, like, you should be having 5 years of relevant professional experience in this industry, you should be having these degrees, relevant certifications, so you should be working on those things. The thing is, to my surprise, whenever I'm working on CVs, I see that people, they start writing their entire life story. By life story, I mean they're talking about their marital statuses, they're talking about their hobbies and interests, they even mention their home addresses. And I really don't understand, like, which standard is that? Because why are you, first of all, it's not at all secure. Once, being a lady, let's say, if you're providing your home address on your CV, are you really sure that the CV that is going to an institute, is it an authentic one or not? How can you do that in some parts of the world? I'm not saying like all across the globe, but still, it's not a standard practice. So these
So,
are some of the things that you
so,
have to be very careful
so are
about. Yeah.
you suggesting this, or to make a change by not
Mhm.
mentioning the personal details on the resume?
Yes, exactly, absolutely. So I would say that,
Mhm. So
see,
then, how are
mention
the
the things.
companies,
Mhm,
suppose if you don't mention
mhm,
the details, the contact details,
mhm,
irrespective of the female or the male gender,
mhm.
how would the companies would directly contact you for the positions if they don't have the contact details?
Okay, so by contact details, I'm not saying that you don't have to provide your mobile number. Definitely, you have to provide. You have to provide your LinkedIn URL. You have to provide your, any personal blog, any website. But by contact details, what I meant was that you don't have to provide your home address over there, your location where you're living. So you have to
Okay.
provide the city, you have to provide the region, the country, definitely. This is required. And mentioning the gender as well, it's not really important because by looking at the name, anyone can tell either you're a guy or a
But but
lady.
but
So,
some resumes, like a lot of females or the males, they don't add their pictures, or
mhm.
some add it. It depends on the different countries, different requirements from the different countries.
Yeah,
I see
absolutely.
here in
Hmm.
Pakistan, if you're not
Hmm.
that good or qualified or anything, they're just making one page or two page of CV or the resumes, but
Hmm.
there are no
Hmm.
picture of that candidate, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
sometimes the employer who's hiring or who's looking for certain positions,
Hmm.
they can evaluate the characteristic of a person by looking at the picture rather than looking at the description. Do you
Right.
agree with that?
I agree with that, but to an extent. I don't 100% agree with that because for me,
Okay.
I think it can create some sort of bias as well in terms of discrimination. So I know
Hmm.
that in some parts of the world, in some regions, I won't name the countries, but yes, this is a requirement. But as it's not like that, because if I talk about my personal experience in the UAE, it's said that it's very important. You have to put your profile picture on your CV and things like that. But if I talk about my own personal experience, I never put my profile picture on my resume or CV. And once I apply for that, just based on the
Yeah, but
expertise that
but
I
if
have, I get a call.
but if someone is not putting it on their resume or CV,
Mm-hmm.
but if anyone does a research on a certain candidate on the LinkedIn, you can definitely find their pictures there. So how are you going to just differentiate that?
Yeah, so this is the thing, this is what that's why I always say that once you're providing your LinkedIn URL over there, people can reach out to your personal details. They can see, okay, so this is you are having your profile picture over there, but that is another story. If you are not having your picture on LinkedIn, this is another thing. But if you ask
Okay.
my opinion, yeah, I know that people are talking about this thing, this is very important, but if you ask my opinion, once we talk about applicant tracking system, which is
Mhm.
robotics in the hiring process, it does not go well with the pictures or images,
I
especially
see.
the older versions of ATS systems, which is Stelio, which is being used by most of the companies,
Uh-huh.
the top-notch companies, the Fortune 500 companies. If you are talking about that, then it won't go well with the pictures, logos, and any sort of fancy formatting you're going to put in your CV. And that is another reason that I don't advise to put your picture over there. And if you talk about this thing that your response rate would be lower if you are going to
Mhm.
do that, then it's not true because I have experimented this thing on myself. So once
Uh-huh.
I'm putting everything, I still get calls based on the CV, the strong points that I have put on my profile.
You know, Now as we go further, this question is very important for all the people to understand that different professions, like whether it's an advertising agency, whether it's in insurance
Mm-hmm.
industry, whether it's the banking sector,
Mm-hmm.
the hospitals,
Mm-hmm.
the brokerage, mention many, many, many other industries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming back, the question which I want to arise with you would be that along with the CV, in different industries, they require different stuff like portfolios, the
Mm-hmm.
degrees, the
Mm-hmm.
documentation, the reference
Mm-hmm.
letters.
Mm-hmm.
So in different industry, different professions, it requires that. So how can you say and explain our followers and viewers that
Mm-hmm.
why is that being done and
Mm-hmm.
what impact it has if you provide all these things?
Okay, absolutely. So this is a very good question, I would say. I would answer it in this way that nowadays employers are not just looking for your technical expertise. They're also
Hmm.
looking for the soft skill side of yours. By soft skills, I
Okay.
mean communication skills, public speaking. We can talk about other things like teamwork, interpersonal skills. You can count as many as you can within soft skills, right?
Hmm.
So just because of this thing, they would like to see your creative side as well. So this is the only reason that when I'm working with my clients, I advise them that you just don't have to talk about the technical skills that you have, which is required, like certifications and like HR
Portfolio.
relevant experience or IT relevant experience, the skills. You also have to provide a personal portfolio of yours. Let's say you're running your own YouTube channel, you're running your own website. I'm
Hmm.
working as founder of My Pursuit Path, so I would be glad to put that on my CV. If you have got yours, you can put that. Why? Because it's very important that you are showcasing other skills as well aside from what you have got relevant to your area of expertise. They would like
Expertise.
to see, yeah, because in today's era, your public speaking, your communication skills, the way you interact with people, it's very important. The way you host people, let's say if you are a podcast host, the way you are running your show, it's also very important, because if you are a leader, let's say in your team, and you are conducting a team meeting and you have got employees, so this is again one of the ways in which you are practicing that, right? If you are hosting me right now, so that means you have got that leadership skill, because you can lead a meeting in a perfect way. So this is why we say that we have to tell people in our networks, employers, recruiters, that yeah, we are capable of so many things and we are best fit for this position.
If anyone approaches you for job, since you're an
Mm-hmm.
HR expert as well, along with
Mm-hmm.
any advice or any help they would require to upgrade or update their
Mm-hmm.
resumes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is that
Mm-hmm.
first question that you hear from them and which you're so used to that everyone asks the same question or it's a different from the others? What is that first question comes to your mind when they ask you?
Great, great. So the very first question that I come across, the confusion that people have, or the problem that people are facing, is that they are applying for jobs, but their applications are not getting viewed. So this is the first thing
Mm,
that they are, that they have difficulty in, and this is what I'm hearing every other time. And that is where we come to this system, ATS system, that I was about to talk on. That we say every time, you must have seen my post or other consultant post, that you have to make your CV ATS compliant. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. Now, if you allow me, I can briefly highlight on the system that how it works.
sure, sure. Please go ahead.
Oh,
The
great.
more, because this platform is for you to express and
Right.
share the ideas so that
I
people
can
can
talk
learn from you.
for hours
Please.
on these things, so that's why I don't want to take your time a lot from
It's totally
from
fine.
the
It's totally
valuable
fine. Today's
time
day
that
is
you
only meant for the people
have.
where I can bring a
All
change in
right.
their life and help
Okay.
them out. Sure.
Exactly. Okay, so
Mhm.
ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. It works like a robotics. It is a robotic in the hiring processes nowadays in most of the companies. Not just that, it's
Mhm.
also built in the job portals, the websites. So now what is being happened? As you know, because of the digital transformation, everything is getting replaced by machines. In simple terms, I would explain it like that. So even the HR recruiter's job, HR professional's job of screening CVs is being replaced by this system, which is known as ATS system. So what will happen is, once you're framing your CV, and if you are not making it compliant to that system, by making it compliant to that system, I mean you have to be very careful with respect to the formatting of that profile. It shouldn't be having any fancy formatting. It shouldn't be having any logos, any images, anything which is not required, which is unnecessary. You have to be very, to the point, specific. Talk about the things which are required in the job description. Just take it as like you are going for an assessment. You have got a question paper and you have got your answer sheet. So I think this analogy will
Mhm.
really help most of the people to understand. So take question paper as your job description, and the response
Mhm.
sheet as your CV. So if what are you going to do in your exam? You're going to provide answers to those questions which are asked by you in the proper way, to the point. You're not going to talk about any other thing, right? So similarly, in the
Mhm.
job description, if they're asking you, okay, you should be having experience in X, you should be having experience in Y category whatsoever, this degree, this skill, this certification, these years of experience. So you have to talk about exactly those things. You don't have to talk about your entire career story. This is one thing. Secondly,
Mhm.
once you're providing things, play with the keywords. This is what I advise people, that once you're going through the job description, highlight the keyword, do a little bit of homework over here. You have to put in little bit of investment over here, investment of time. I understand that sometimes people get
Exactly.
lazy, even myself. If someone asks me, I have to customize my CV every time I'm applying to a job position. I cannot do that, because sometimes we are not, we don't have that time
Uh-huh.
and we're not feeling like doing that. So but you have to put in the investment,
Mhm.
because once you will put that, you would hear a response from the employer. So you have to highlight the keywords and then see how can you, again, I use this terminology, weave those words into your CV. So by weaving, I mean you're actually knitting them in the CV. It's not like you're copying it and pasting it as it is, because sometimes people think, okay,
Yeah,
so
but
we have got
usually,
this. Yeah.
but to be very honest, in our part of the world, a lot of
Hmm.
people copy, cut, and paste all the same
No, no,
wordings. That
no.
word, which always comes to my mind when I see a
No.
resume,
Hmm.
multitasking. But that guy
Right.
doesn't know even the meaning of multitasking, you know. So, but
No,
they
no,
keep simply,
it's
a
a
lot
wrong
of people just
structure.
cut and paste and just use it on their CVs.
No,
But when their assessments are done in their companies, they can't even
absolutely.
do one part of the
They
job.
fail.
That's why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that you don't have to put the right words as you are seeing those in your job description. You do have to. Let's say they're asking for someone who has done MBA in HR. Just giving an example. So definitely you have to put that over there as it is. I mean, but the statement, that the wordings that you're going to associate that terminology with, because you are going to mention that in a statement, right? So that statement has to come from yourself, from your side. That shouldn't be a copied statement from the job description. So I think this is a
It should
perfect way
come
of
from
explaining.
this resume should definitely be aligned with your personality, the way you present yourself. Because sometimes the
Exactly.
words you use in your resume and the way you present yourself doesn't match actually. Please correct me if I'm saying the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with this thing partly, but at the same time, I would say that, more than that thing, that we have to make it as per my personality, as per our personality. We have to make it as per the job description, as per the ATS system. Because, ATS system, it works like a very simple person. I call it that it's a very simple buddy, and once we are saying that it's a very simple buddy,
Mm-hmm.
it won't accept any fancy things. Sometimes people say, in terms sorry apart from mentioning accomplishment section, they put in place of it, like, this is what I've achieved, or let's say, things I have excelled in. Now, if I put this statement in terms of accomplishments, it's okay. Anyone can understand that, but ATS will not understand it, because ATS has been built in such a way that there are some knockout questions that recruiters. It's actually driven by recruiters. So recruiters are saying, okay, so we need someone who has got 5 years of experience, MBA in HR, these things. So these knockout questions are set over there. Now, if you are not having the responses to those things in your profile, it won't pass through that. And once it is not passing through that, it's the first gatekeeper. It's not passing through that, it won't reach to the recruiter's hand.
The ADS system which you just mentioned about,
Mm-hmm.
how can that be beneficial to, you know, blue collar people in
Mm-hmm.
Pakistan or in Asia when they're approaching to go towards Middle East for their jobs.
Right.
I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure, but I think I have a pretty much idea that they don't have
Mm-hmm.
any resumes. What they do usually is they approach companies here like HR consultancy or HR human resource management companies here in Pakistan, and they just say that they're looking for a job to move to Dubai or Oman or Saudi Arabia or Qatar, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the
Mm-hmm.
labor class. How can
Mm-hmm.
their lives be getting better instead of going to a profession over there which they're not aware, but at least we can educate them by being in Pakistan or in Asia?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way for them?
The best way is that, like, we are assisting people right now using YouTube sessions and LinkedIn live sessions. If they would like to learn things, definitely they have to reach out to people. They have to grab these free sessions that are running everywhere nowadays,
No, but
especially I think during.
I'm talking about I'm talking about those people, as you're totally aware, that,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a labor class, or
Mm-hmm.
it's whether it's a tailor or the
Mm-hmm.
laundryman, these people
Mm-hmm.
don't make their resumes. But again,
Mm-hmm.
if we try to train them in a proper way, because
Mm-hmm.
even the electricians,
Mm-hmm.
when they
Mm-hmm.
want to come to the Middle East, they
Mm-hmm.
just simply are being given certain package and they just have to apply
Right.
for that position through the HR companies here in Pakistan or in Asia, and they just move to those countries, for the jobs and all. But what is the
Right.
best way and a better way and a professional way for them to train a little bit and go to
Mm-hmm.
those countries rather than just being approached by certain one or two individuals?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You have anything
Well,
in place for that?
right now, I don't think that I am not coming up with the exact idea that how we can do it. However, it's a very good question from your side, and maybe we can, think about it a little bit more. But I feel like, the best thing is that if, first of all, we have to find out such people, we have to segment them, like how many are there and how we can approach them. This is first way. Secondly, we have to understand like what are their needs. So we have to find out, okay, maybe we need a small interview session with them, focus group, let's say. We
Mhm.
just have, in their own language, local language, we understand, okay, so what difficulties they are facing in framing the CV. Is it about language? It's about putting the right skills. So definitely they need someone to work with them on one-on-one basis to counsel them. I think this is one way. Secondly, if they have got access to such sessions as we are running on LinkedIn, YouTube, I think that would be great.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm,
do you like your company and your expertise can be
mm-hmm,
utilized in Dubai for sure with the people out there? But how
mm-hmm,
can you go out of the way to be get approached by people
mm-hmm,
sitting like myself in Pakistan or India, Bangladesh, or other parts of the world who would like to
mm-hmm,
approach to come to Dubai through a
mm-hmm,
proper channel, which is the HR consultancy, right? So,
mm-hmm.
what is the best way that people can approach you?
So the best way is that you can directly contact me on LinkedIn, or else you can visit my website. On my website, I have got a free feature, 15 minutes Zoom call. You can go to my reaches page on my website, and then you can book the call, and then you can directly reach out to me from there. Or maybe I'm very much active on LinkedIn. You can directly message me over there. I can discuss your issues, whatever problems you are facing, and we can craft a roadmap for you. So this is the easiest way you can approach to me.
So, let us discuss a little bit about your website, which is Pursuit Path, which is
Mm-hmm,
www.mypursuitpath.com, which
mm-hmm,
is scrolling for all of our audience to go and view and just find out what type of services you're providing. But why
mm-hmm,
don't you talk a little bit about your website so people will
mm-hmm.
have a rough idea or a better idea what is that website you're doing working
Right.
on and what are the services you're providing? Please go ahead.
Sure, sure. So, My Pursuit Path is basically a career counseling platform. It got its birth last year in 2020 during the COVID period. And basically, my objective behind that was to assist professionals, the students, to work on LinkedIn optimization, personal branding, job search strategy, because we have to have the right, proper plan with us. Why am I saying that? Because myself, I have gone through the similar journey. And when I went through it and I worked on the things, I thought that why not to counsel people on the same thing, because it will really help them out in landing the jobs. And I'm telling you, as I said at the start of this session, that even before making your CV, it's very important that you start understanding personal branding, you start understanding LinkedIn optimization. You have to make your profiles in the proper way. So this is where I assist professionals via my pursuit path. We are also dealing in soft skills training and some other trainings we have recently launched via platform. And we are taking inquiries for that, but this is the first time we are initiating it, and just recently we started doing it. But yes, career counseling, I do one-on-one sessions with people. I have got my clients who come to me from different parts of the world. They want to understand how recruitment takes place in the UAE, how we should be, preparing ourselves for the possible job interview, how we have to make our profiles ATS compliant, these sort of things. I do give personal branding counseling as well, LinkedIn profile revamps as well. So these are some of the things. If you want to connect with me, you can always, as I said, reach out to me via my website or via LinkedIn, and that's where we will talk about it. And I'll try to understand your things, your queries, and we will take it forward from there.
So, are you saying it and sorry, are you saying this that the people can visit your website and register themselves as a candidate for the job purposes as well?
No, for now we are not dealing in the job placement, but yes, because I have got a very big network.
Okay.
So if someone is coming to me, my clients, so they are, in my priority list. So once I see that there's a vacancy
Mhm.
in some company, or I know someone and they're approaching me. I know a lot of recruiters, I know a lot of HR professionals, so definitely I forward their CVs to the respective departments. But as far as this thing is concerned, that I'm currently dealing in job placements or recruitment directly, no, we are not dealing in that. For now, at least, we are not doing it.
And at the moment, at what is the situation like in Dubai at the moment in UAE? For as per I know and my
Mm-hmm.
sources that they're not hiring at the moment for different
Yes.
people for different positions. Is it true?
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So the
And any
conditions were
idea
not.
when they're going to be opening? Any idea when
Yeah.
they're going to be opening for the hiring? You know?
Yes, so hiring has started picking up. So last year the conditions were not really good, but I saw it picking up from the start from the start of January, right? So now it's been a lot of hiring. I can see all over the job portals everywhere
Mhm.
on LinkedIn. Companies are hiring. They're looking for people to place in their respective positions as quickly as possible, so they are doing immediate hiring, I would say. So yeah, it's quite good now. So now is the right time to work on your profiles, get ready, and start applying for jobs.
Have you ever got any thanking message by the people who have interacted and connected with you for transforming their resumes where you have helped them in doing that? So if that has happened, how did you feel and what was your
Yes.
expression? What was your feeling that someone has found a job because you transformed their resumes? What was it? How was the
it's
feeling?
just It's just amazing. I would say it's wonderful feeling once you help someone and they're getting the results. And yes, there have been a lot of my clients who approached me, and then they revamped their profiles according to my guidance, and they started getting the job offers. Not just that, at least their applications were getting viewed afterwards. So yeah, once I get that, I'm elated. I would say that's a wonderful feeling anyone can have.
Do you have a set of team members who coordinate with you for transforming the resumes and CVs, or do you do one-to-one sessions with the candidates and then do it yourself?
Yes, so I'm also working as a career coach. So I do assist professionals one on one. I provide them one on one counseling. But yes, we do have some career coaches working with me. Not like a lot of career coaches, because we are not a very big team for now. It's just been a little bit of time we started all this thing. But yes, like there are two, three people I coordinate with whenever I'm having a lot of inquiries with me and I feel like I cannot handle it myself. Only then I approach people, and then yes, I do have some freelancers working with me. So yeah, definitely that's how we are managing it. But I am also working as a career consultant, so sometimes I'm also working one on one with my clients, either it's CV, LinkedIn, or whatsoever.
So, according to you,
Mm-hmm.
who are more easily approaching you, whether they are female or the males, in terms of the jobs, and who do you find more confident in terms of changing themselves for the transformation of their resumes, males or females? Who approaches
Right.
you the most?
Right. So it's like both the genders. I cannot quantify it as such, like, okay, so this percentage from the female gender or this percentage from male gender. It's not like that. I would say it's
Uh-huh.
equal. It's 50-50. And both are confident. I feel now I see like ladies, they are like quite educated, even more than males, I would say. But yeah, I cannot like differentiate between the two. But yes, I'm getting inquiries from all across the globe from different genders. Definitely both ladies and guys, they are coming to me and getting their profiles revamped. So yeah, it's like they are getting confident, especially again, I would get back to the same thing, that if you are transforming yourself and if you are keeping yourself current with what is trending in the industry, if you've got the right certifications, definitely you would feel more confident once you're applying for a certain job. So it's just a little bit of effort on your part. You have to do your little bit of homework and research.
How do you feel the difference between the Asia market and the Middle East market in terms of the resumes and the talent which
Mhm.
possesses by the different countries in Asia and Middle East? So, what
Mm-hmm.
difference and what is the major thing which
Mm-hmm.
you observe is lacking or missing between both the Asia and the Middle East?
Right. So, if I talk about Middle East, specifically if I talk about UAE, countries like these, they have got a lot of competition because it's a hub over here. It's a business hub, and people are coming from all across the globe. So you will find every nationality over here having different certifications. Some are very educated. Some are at the medium level. So you would have a lot of potential over here. So definitely,
Mhm.
once you're coming to such countries such as UAE, Middle East, if you're talking about that, definitely you would find a lot of competition. So if you are coming over here, or maybe you are just planning to come over here, you have to prepare yourself accordingly. You have to be really competitive, and at least try to do your homework and see, okay, so if people are over there and if they're applying for jobs and what certifications they are having with themselves, what skills they have, so that once I go in that country, I am having the right skills so that people they approach me as well, because there is a lot of competition. This is what I would say. So you have to have the right education, qualification, skills, everything.
Before we wrap up, one
Mhm.
positive message for all the people out there who are really want to transform their resumes, and what message you can give them to boost their confidence that they have found someone like Zoya Usman who can help them and uplift them so that they can approach you easily. What is that positive message?
Absolutely. So, I would say that, see, don't run after employers or recruiters. Don't just think that, okay, I've done my bachelor's, I've done my master's, and now what I would do as a student as well. Now, what I would do, I would just apply for jobs and that's all. And if I'm not getting the job that I'm looking for, then I'm a failure. It's not like that. Getting a job or not getting it does not define your destiny, does not define the potential that you hold. The thing that defines it is that you have to transform yourself. You have to first identify yourself. So first explore yourself. See, okay, if I'm not able to get a job over here, then what is the reason behind it, and what other talents I have that meanwhile, once I'm not getting a job, I can work on it. I can work on those skills, polish them, and then once we call it in Urdu, there's a saying, if I'm wrong you may correct me, that khudi ko kar buland itna ke har takdeer se pehle khuda bande se पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है, right? So this is a wonderful way of showcasing your talent by yourself rather than running after people. And then you're working on the things and you're telling people, like, I've worked on my personal branding, this is who I am, and now if you want me, you can reach out to me and I can assist you. I have got this skill in me. So I have seen people, and personally this has happened with me as well. Once I've started working on it, people are approaching me from different areas, from different backgrounds, and just because I gave them this platform myself so that they understand me, okay, this is who I am, this is who Zoya is, right? So you have to provide platform on your own. You cannot sit alone and just waiting for the offers from different companies. This is not going to work in today's world. So this would be my closing message.
There is a message which I would like to share with you because that was being shared and I was being educated by my
Mm-hmm.
father.
Mm-hmm.
And I would
Mm-hmm.
definitely share that with you, and then I'm sure you can share that
Wonderful.
with
Mm-hmm.
all the people in HR and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Education, training, and experience. Okay, so I'm going to just define these three words because
Mm-hmm.
this is how he keeps on uplifting me when he was with me. But may Allah bless him, Janatul Firdaus. He's not with
Ameen.
me anymore, but
Mm-hmm.
I miss
Mm-hmm.
him. But I value whatever he has taught me to be a gentleman. I am just following his footpath to pursue a better life and
Mm-hmm.
change different people's lives as well. So education tells you
Absolutely.
what to do,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and training tells you how to do,
Mm-hmm.
and experience tells you what you should not do.
Right.
So these three
Absolutely.
things, if you can
Wonderful.
mention in your diary or some sort of a, you know,
I
slogan
can take
in
a note of
your
it.
office, so
Absolutely.
I'm sure so
Yeah.
a lot of people can relate to that and try to transform themselves as well. That's the positive
Absolutely.
message I have for all the people and my followers and audience, so that that can be shared with you.
It's a beautiful message, I would say. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. So before you go, Zoya Usman, in your style, in your with the smile, I need a shout out for Mac Vlogs. What do you feel about Mac Vlogs and what are the changes it can have and what
Mhm.
type of speakers or the people should be invited, which has not been invited yet.
Mhm.
But with your shout out, I'm sure a lot of people would be happy and they can subscribe Mac Vlogs. So please go ahead if you can give a small shout out.
Definitely. I would say that connect with Mr. Masroor. He is doing a commendable job. I think there are very few people who are putting in that investment to call people and share knowledge with the community. So if he is doing this thing, that he is a great resource for you guys. So please subscribe to his YouTube channel, which is by name of Mac Vlogs, and you would definitely find very insightful videos. I personally have seen it. A lot of his videos is a lot of amazing guests coming to his show. So go for it, and yeah. So stay safe and take care, I would say.
So that was the shout out by my guest, Zoya Usman from Dubai, for endorsing. And today I welcome her to be part of MacVlogs family. So welcome,
Thank
Zoya.
you.
Now you're part of
Thank you.
MacVlogs family. So you can be
Hmm.
welcome again and again and again with different content and different topics. So please
Absolutely.
feel free that this platform is all yours so that you can
Hmm.
bring changes in everyone's life. So people out there, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like MacVlogs. So I'm just doing my part with small steps to make it better for everyone out there so I can change their lives in a positive manner. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day. Be healthy. Keep smiling. Look after your parents, elders, and be safe and wear the mask because COVID is surging again. So take
Hmm.
care of yourself, everyone. And Assalamu alaikum to you, Zoya Osman. Take care of your family as well and keep doing the positive and great work which you're doing.
You
Thank you
too.
so much.
Thank you so much. Salam.
Assalamu
Bye,
alaikum.
everyone.